Welcome to the Customer Machine Podcast, hosted by Dr. Glenn Livingston and Yoav Ezer. Glenn is a psychologist and marketer whose companies have sold more than $30 million in consulting and has trained thousands of marketers across different niches and industries. Yoav is a programmer turned marketer whose companies have sold over $5 million in products and services. Together, they'll teach you how to systematically stand out, attract, and convert the best customers, even in brutally competitive markets. And now, here's Glenn and Yoav.
Hey, Glenn.
Hey, Mr. Machine. Good to have you here today.
So today we're talking about my technique to writing bullets, and the reason I think this might be helpful is because I'm by no means an A-list copywriter, but I do write a lot of copy, and it works, it sells. So I think people that aren't as sophisticated and advanced as, high-level copywriters can use this system to produce effective copy, even if they're beginners.
Even if they're beginners, and I would also say that this is worthwhile for even experienced copywriters to watch, because even experienced copywriters feel like they become myopic. They get stuck writing the same bullets over and over and over in slightly different formats. And one of the interesting things about you, Yoav, is that English is not your native language, and so you've developed stumbled upon a unique formula for creating checks and balances and working your way into bullets that sell. And I think this is a good thing for people to add to their armamentarium. So go ahead.
Okay, so let's just recap why we need bullets. Bullets are the shortest text or shortest.
It's the shortest way we can present a unique benefit to the prospect.
Yeah, and when it comes down to it, bullets, like the one we see now on the slide, they're the very basic element of copy. They're like the jab in boxing or the low kick in karate. And if you really master that, you can produce a lot of effective copy without knowing the advanced techniques. So you can really kick your copywriting technique or copywriting effectiveness to a new level just by focusing on writing bullets. And if you can write good bullets, quality bullets, and tell a decent story, you can almost use those two elements to produce a decent copy. That's what I did, at least at the first couple of years when I started writing copy.
Well, and if you start with the bullets, which are all of the reasons for the prospect to purchase, and you flesh out every last benefit you can about the product or service, then a lot of those bullets can become combined and massaged to actually form the paragraphs and headlines and subheadlines of the entire copy piece. Copywriting really is bullet writing.
Yeah. Okay, so as I said, I'm not an A-list copywriter, not even close. I'm just a guy in the trenches like all of you. And the system works. It produces copy that sells, and Glenn, you can attest to that.
I can. If they want to see an example, they should look at alphawolfden.com.
Right. And just one warning, it takes work. So because I'm not naturally talented at this, because English is not my first language, I developed a system that requires work, but it does produce high quality results. And after a while, what happened with me is that I thought at one point that I can, shortcut the system and write quality bullets without it. And then I found that when I don't go through the steps, my bullets come out less effective. So I went back and started using the system again, and I wanted to let everyone know this is important, to give credit where credit is due. The two biggest influences on this system, and a lot of the things I'll talk about are derived from there, is from the bullet writing system in the conversion code, which is a product that Terry Dean and Glenn produced a while back. It's a complete copywriting system. It has an amazing system for writing bullets. I don't think it's on the market, right, Glenn? You've taken it off the market?
We took it off the market for various reasons, yeah, we did.
Okay, so
go on. You want to give credit to Clayton Makepeace.
And Clayton Makepeace has an amazing system for writing bullets. He had a paid newsletter called, I think it was the Screaming Ego, and I bought their system for copywriting, and it was great. And they do have articles in their database about writing bullets, which are great. So if you can find those, or buy a second-hand copy of the conversion code, you'll be doing yourself a great service.
Thanks, Yoav. Can I just say something? I just have to complain a little bit for a second. Can I complain for a second?
Go ahead.
I am so tired of apologizing that things take work. I am so tired of it. I've been teaching this stuff for 10 years now, and there is no shortcut. There is nothing that will make you successful instantaneously without doing the work. We can show you a clear path up the mountain, but you're going to have to put one foot in front of the other and get it done. And I would rather know what the right work is to do. I would rather know where that path is so that I could climb the mountain that others have climbed before than have someone delude me into thinking that, there's an elevator that goes up the mountain, or, I'm going to get a helicopter ride or something like that. If there was something that really didn't take work, that really worked, then everybody would be doing it, and it wouldn't be an opportunity anymore. So this stuff takes work. So what? So what? Embrace it, do it, and be a winner.
And it's fun. When you get into it, when you actually commit to doing the work, and you get into it, and you start writing bullets, and you start producing really quality copy, then the work becomes fun. So don't dread the work, just do it.
Right? And it burns the benefits and the market language into your brain. It's not just about producing a letter. It's about learning how to have conversations in the market. What are you going to do when you get that radio or TV interview? What are you going to do when you get the customer on the phone? What are you going to do when you're talking to a joint venture partner and you want to demonstrate that you really understand the benefits in the market? This is what changes you as a person so that you're capable of being a market dominating machine. So no more whining. Okay, go ahead.
Let's get to work.
Okay.
So this is the first step, and it is the most important step. It's really easy, but you have to do it, and you can't skip it. The thing you need to do here is take a marker, or if you have the text in Word document, you can use the Microsoft Word highlight tool. Read the text, and then highlight the benefits in the text. This is extremely, extremely important.
Where are we getting this text to read?
So I took this text from one of the PDF files. Are you asking about this specific text or in general?
Well, how are people going to identify the benefits? Like where? I don't understand. If I've got a new product to work on, where am I going to get those benefits from?
Okay, so if you have an information product, then you have either PDF files or Word files or recordings, right, or videos.
I see.
So if you have PDF files and the Word files, then it's easy. You've got the text. If you have recordings, I either transcribe them, I have to, because I have to go over the text, or I listen to the recording and type the benefits when I come across one. There's no way around it.
Got it. What if you're selling sneakers, or you're selling psychotherapy, or radon mitigation? Where do you get the benefits then?
Right. So what you do in that case is you get the owner. If it's someone other than yourself, then you sit him down or her down. You talk to them, and you ask them to explain their product or their service in detail. All the features, all the problems it solves, everything, every process there's in the system, you record the interview and you transcribe it.
Got it.
So you need someone to help you flesh out all the benefits of that specific product or service. And usually it's very easy for an owner, someone who's invented a product or who's providing a service. It's fun for them, that they like it. They want to sit down and explain what they do. It's their life. It's what they do 8 to 12 hours a day. So it should be very easy. And if it's you that's providing the service, then have someone interview you.
Fair enough.
Okay. Now, a couple of very important notes about this. You need to be in a learning and excited mindset. You want to go into the text wishing to uncover the secrets behind it. So you want to get excited about stuff. You want to want to learn new things. You want to be enthusiastic about things you can do or problems you can solve with what the text describes.
Because selling is transferring your enthusiasm, and copywriting is really selling in print. So what you're really trying to do is capture the feeling that's going to make people want to buy. And if you aren't having those feelings as you're gathering the benefits and gathering the text, then you don't really have anything to transfer. So you need to be in a good mood. You need to be looking forward to doing this. You need to be enjoying going through the benefits. If it feels like drudgery, then go out and take a walk, slap yourself in the face, go splash some water on your face, go get something to eat, come back and make it fun.
And most importantly, you need to be excited about the subject matter. I'll give you an example. So I highlighted this sentence, have other hidden profit opportunities. So you can read, you're going to have other hidden profit opportunities. So you can have one of two responses here. So if you're in an excited mood and you're looking at it, you say, that's awesome. I'm going to find out about hidden profit opportunities. Then that's a benefit, and you highlighted it. But if you're doubtful, if you don't believe what you read, then you're going to gloss over it, and you're not going to be marking any benefits because you don't believe what the text says, you're not excited about it. So you want to approach the entire thing with excitement, like you're going to uncover a secret, and then highlight everything that excites you. And
it's a treasure hunt.
It's a treasure hunt, exactly. And you want to highlight a sentence if you've learned something new in that sentence. You want to highlight a sentence even if it intrigues you, even if you don't know exactly what I mean. And let's go back and I'll give you an example. So again, let's go back to the other hidden profit opportunities. I don't know what those are, but it excites me. It's interesting. It's intriguing. I'll highlight that. And then if it produces a wow response, I find that that's the best kind of benefit to highlight. And let's take another example here. So this text talks about how you, as a business coach, are going to be helping your clients. So this sentence says, they're going to be the one who pinpoints the first problem that needs to be fixed. And when I've read that the first time, I had a wow reaction. I said, that's exactly right. It's not that I need to solve the problem. They already know the business. I just need to cajole them and give them the space to pinpoint the exact problem they want to solve. And so cool. I highlighted this.
Cool. It's kind of like, it's either new information to you or it's articulated in a way that was new to you. And it captures an excitement that you have about the service.
Right. Okay, so let's move on. We've talked about this. What if it's not an information product? So you need to get to get the description of the business, the product or the service onto a text form, and then go back and highlight the benefits.
So even if you're selling your kidneys or your sister, you have to have someone interview you about it.
Right. And my sister has many benefits. I can talk for hours about my sister's benefits, but
I'll bet on it. I'll bet on your sister.
Thank you, Glenn. And then my next step is to write a simple how-to bullet for each benefit. So I just transform it into a how-to sentence. Have other hidden profit opportunities. I transformed that. I rewrote that as how to uncover hidden profit opportunities in your customer's business. And then they're going to be the one who pinpoints the first problem that needs to be fixed. That one was converted into how to get your client to pinpoint the first problem that needs to be fixed. It's brain dead simple, right? We don't need to talk about this anymore.
Well, except that it's important because it changes it from a simple statement to a benefit statement.
Right. And Clayton Makepeace had in one of his brilliant articles, he said, if business owners around the country did just that, if they articulated the benefits their service or product provides, then the state of the economy would improve tremendously across the country.
Yeah.
Because people just fail just this first step of highlighting the benefits and then articulating it as a benefit. This is already a great step forward.
True
okay.
that.
Now this is the copywriting magic. This turns it from boring. So if we just used all the how-to bullets, we would have produced an extremely boring copy because 50 or 100 how-to sentences, it's just boring to read. So what I do to inject creativity and variance into my copy is that I write each bullet 4 times with different bullet templates. And bullet templates are just ways to write bullets. The best list I found was in the conversion code, but you probably can't get it. So just Google 23 ways to strengthen your bullet writing skills, and you'll find an article with a lot of decent bullet templates.
By the way, I've done a lot of testing with X number of ways to blank, 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 and 23 is the winner. It's 17, 7, 5, 11, 13.
Really?
Yeah, 21. 23 always seems to win. I don't know why.
Cool. Okay, and what I try to do is I try to actually create a substantially different bullet each time I write a variation. So it's not just that I use the template, I try to really make it different because I try to force my mind to come up with a different idea for each bullet, and I'll show you in a second why that's important. I also try really hard to use to paint images, to create word images, because that I found that really helps me create bullets that stand out. So if you go back to the opening slide, it was the killer bullets that pierced the toughest sales objections. So I referenced a Kevlar armor, and the bullet is piercing it. It paints it's like telling a mini story, and stories are very powerful. So I try to do that with every bullet. And this one I learned from you. You want to keep the bullets blind, not reveal the secret when you write the bullet. So
almost entirely. But I like to sprinkle in a couple of things that Terry Dean calls golden nuggets. So once in a while I do want to give away the secret, and that functions as a form of proof that says, look, I'm not just going to tease you. I actually really do have some solid content here.
Right, but when I started out, I did like every 5th bullet was a golden nugget, and that was way too much because I gave a lot away.
Yes.
You really want just a couple in your copy, not more. Like a couple in 100. So let's take a look.
And you're going to show them what actual templates might look like, right?
Sure, we're going to do this now.
Okay.
Okay, so I took one of the previous how-to bullets we already wrote, how to uncover hidden profit opportunities in your customer's business, and I wrote that bullet 4 times. So the first template I used was 7 ways to blah, blah, blah. Okay, 7 ways to achieve a benefit. And I came up with 7 ways, and it can be 23 ways, 5 ways, it's X number of ways to get to a benefit. So I came up with 7 ways, and it should be 7 in a word. not in a number. 7 ways to uncover hidden profit opportunities that are just beneath the surface. That was my image, my mental image of your customer's business. So that's pretty good, right?
Yeah, so adding just beneath the surface makes it easier to visualize, and it also makes it sound like it's really not that hard to get at, but it's a secret and most people don't know how to do it.
Right. So that was just the first. And the thing is, with this system, you don't have to try really hard to come with the perfect bullet. You just want to create an imaginative, a new bullet, paint some sort of a picture, and move on to the next one. And what I found is by the time you reach the 4th one, you usually get a really good bullet. So even if the first one isn't brilliant, move on. So the second one is the easiest, fastest way, and that's another bullet template. The easiest or the fastest or the easiest and the fastest way should be the easiest and fastest way to uncover hidden profit gems in any business. So this is different because I wasn't talking just beneath the surface. It's profit general.
And it's easy and fast. And who doesn't want that?
And it's easy and fast.
But by the way, we're not talking here about proof. When you start to make these strong claims, you will have to have proof in your letter or people won't believe them. But it's still worded in such a way to get people excited. And if you do have proof, then this is a very good way to do it.
Right. So the third one it's interesting because the third one has some sort of proof in it. So it's kind of a proof element. The third one, the Warren Buffett, it's the name dropping bullet where you call your system, you link your system to a well-known person. And I thought, who would be the perfect person and the perfect guy in the world to make a business profitable? And that was Warren Buffett. So I came up with the Warren Buffett technique for uncovering hidden profit opportunities after he buys a business. So
interesting.
This was I really liked it because, and remind me to talk about not selling stuff you don't actually have in a second because that's important as well. But when we're talking about Warren Buffett, now you've injected some sort of proof, and now it becomes really interesting because Warren Buffett really knows how to buy businesses, make them really profitable, and then, make a fortune for himself and his shareholders. So that's a good bullet, I thought. And then the 4th one is a question bullet. It's a if something, then something bullet. If you can ask these 3 questions, you can uncover hidden profits in any business.
Cool. Or maybe if you can answer these 3 questions, you can uncover hidden profits in any business.
Right. But I wanted, because this is for a coaching product, so I didn't want
I see. Your premise is special questions they can use with their clients.
Right. Now, this is very easy to do and fun. You're not under any pressure to produce the perfect copy. You just need to come up with ideas. If they're not good, it's okay. Just come up with 4 ideas and move on to the next and final step. I think it's the final step. No. It's almost writing. The final writing step. Yeah. The 5th step is the one you usually do, so I forget about it.
Yes.
Step 4, you combine the bullets. The best parts of your 4 bullets, you combine them into one really, really good bullet. 7 questions Warren Buffett uses to uncover hidden profit gems after he buys a business. So I've got almost all of the imagery here, the name dropping, the connection to a proven person, X ways to come up with a solution. So this one I think is really good.
I do too.
Okay, so now let's go back to not selling stuff you can deliver. This is something we don't have in the training. right? We didn't investigate Warren Buffett's techniques, and we don't have this special training in the product. So you don't want to sell stuff you can't actually deliver. But sometimes when I write a really smart bullet, a really good bullet, it acts both as a bullet and an idea for product development. Sometimes I go back to the product and enhance it based on the bullet I just wrote. So if I had to go back, I would actually try to research how Warren Buffett increases profit and include that in the product.
So if I could insert a couple of things here. I think what you're saying, Yoav, which is something every copywriter discovers, is that in order to write copy that sells, you have to give yourself permission to write the strongest possible claim that you could make without necessarily thinking of the constraints of the product or service that you're selling, because it's perfectly legal and ethical to write that on your computer before you publish it or present it to anybody. It's perfectly legal and ethical to do that, and it's necessary to fire up your imagination and let that happen. And most people get stuck because they say, well, my product can't do that, and therefore they cut off their creativity and they cut off the connection to the most enticing benefits the client would want. But you don't want to cut that off. You want to let that flow, and then before you publish it, you do one of two things. Either you say, well, is it possible that I could push the product in this direction with a little bit more development, or sometimes a lot more development? Or how much do I actually have to tone down the copy to make it true? So you never want to publish something that isn't true, but during the process of articulating all of the benefits, you want to give yourself permission to be unconstrained by the truth.
I totally agree. You can always cut bullets in the final version if you can deliver, but if you stop yourself from writing the most beneficial bullets you can think of, then you're doing yourself a great disservice.
And as I'm writing, if I have those concerns, I will mark them. I'll just put a big parenthetical comment with all caps that says, Glenn, check facts, or Glenn, fix this.
Right.
That way you make sure it doesn't get out into the world.
Right. Good. And the last step, editing. I try to always give new bullets time to breathe, like fine wine, for a day or two, and then edit them. And then after I do that, I send them to a partner, to you usually, or a colleague you trust. And this has to be a person who understands copywriting. You can't send it to a civilian, because they'll have all sorts of ridiculous remarks on your copies. For example, my wife, she always says, no, you can't say that. That's too much. No, you need someone who understands business and
someone who understands direct response.
Yeah, exactly.
A student of direct response. And by the way, I have Yoav edit my copy also, even though he doesn't necessarily always do the best in English. He really spots. He will frequently say, Glenn, these benefits you have down here in the sub-headline, that's really the headline. That's the most important thing. Or you really haven't fleshed out these features. You're presenting features, not benefits. And even with all my experience, I need an editor too.
And that's it. Once you've done that, you have your killer bullet. Now, it takes time. We're not going to apologize. We're going to stop apologizing right now.
Man up and do it.
I do find that writing, exactly, gender up, and then if you're going to try to write bullets for more than 4 hours a day, it's going to affect your sanity a bit. But if you can,
is that what happened to you? Is that what happened?
Yes. You know when that happened? When we launched the joint venture product.
You did a lot of writing on that. I couldn't believe, you must have given me like 100 pages of bullets to edit when we did that. That was crazy.
Yeah, yeah. And since then, I'm slightly off, but it's okay.
They have a pill for that.
Yeah. Good, and that's it. I hope this was helpful.
If you guys want to see examples of good bullets, you can go to alphawolfden.com. alphawolfden.com.
And we'll see you in the next episode.
We'll see you then. Bye.
Thanks for your time and attention. For more information about the products and services we offer to help dramatically grow your business, please visit thecustomermachine.com. On behalf of Glenn and Yoav, thanks for listening.